Why? That is the question. The real question, I suppose, should be, why did I choose the title Business is a Living Organism for this presentation? Well, the answer to that's ever so simple. It would attract more people than the proper title, How Business Fits Together. We're talking about drawing a picture or a diagram of how business fits together. Now I'd like to tell you a short story. It is true. I'm not going to tell you where it happened. I'm not going to tell you who it happened with. But I was invited to go into quite a big business a while ago, and just have a look round and offer any thoughts that I had. Well, I don't know, instinct or something led me to open the door, and there were 4 people working away, and there was an office, a posh office that the manager sat in. The chap had a company car, he was well looked after. The 4 people were happy at work, and I sort of showed them the note from the chairman and said, could you tell me what you do? Ah, yes, well, we prepare dockets. And I said, okay. And I looked what they put on the dockets, and it seemed straightforward process. And I said, well, what do you do with the dockets? Well, we file them. We've got 2 copies, and if you come through here, and they took me into a great big filing room, and there were hundreds of arch binders. They said we file 1 copy in date sequence, and we file the other copy in reference sequence. Oh, that's good. Yes, looks good and efficient. And where do they go? Well, they don't go anywhere, they just stay here. I said, okay, so do you get lots of people coming in to look at these dockets? Oh, no, we can't recall anybody coming in. Well, why do you make them? Why do you have these dockets? Well, we just always had them, don't you know? And no, nobody looks at them, and people send us the information to put on the dockets, and that's that. And I thought to myself, well, this is a wonderful, useless part of a business, an occupation. Why, oh why, does it exist? Well, I later learned, as a result of my asking, the people had been dispersed to other jobs, and that function no longer existed. Well, if you were preparing a diagram that said how it all fits together, you sure as hell wouldn't include the docket preparation and filing department, would you? So, knowing how it all fits together properly is a useful process. 2 aspects in which we should consider this picture or diagram of how business fits together. The first is for a one-man band. Oh, whoops, sorry, that should be a one-person band. Now, if you were a person setting up your own business, let's say it's building something or other in your garage and selling it, well, you sure as hell wouldn't be very interested in how a whole big business fits together. You'd be much more interested in getting the things made and sold and collecting the money for them. But if and when you have to go for a bank loan or something, you're going to have to prepare one of the terrible business plans. And when you have or maybe even while you're preparing a business plan, you might like to think about uh, the eventual business and what processes would need to go on in it. Uh, and now, even though you plan to keep running it as on your own, at least you would know what jobs you ought to be doing. If you're talking about a significant size, lots of employees, existing business, you might feel the need to try and make it leaner and meaner, as they say in current parlance, and that it could be helped if you went through the process of creating a diagram or picture of how your business fits together. Absolutely everything, including sweeping the streets outside and cleaning the loos inside and servicing the air conditioning and everything, every mortal thing that you believe is essential to your business. Now, once you've got that diagram, you can set to, and you'll see later on in the process here, we shall produce a list of individual tasks within each of the functions. Now, if we have a family tree, we can drag those tasks into each department and section within that family tree. And any department and section that doesn't have any tasks is not required. And if you have departments carrying out tasks that are not in the newly produced list for them, then at the very least you have to question how you do it. The other thing is the whole process might very well allow you to reorganize your business to make the things fit together in a better way that is less requiring of manpower. So even for a big business, for a little expenditure to create a picture of the living organism to show how it all fits together, then get a list of tasks within each of the functions, and then tie them to a family tree, and then just look at it and sort it all out, could save you effort and money, and what's more, it could make you greatly more efficient at satisfying your customers' requirements. So the business does good because you're working more efficiently. So that's the sort of reason for this process. If you're part, or if you own or manage an existing business that has a lot of employees, well, more than one employee, what comes next? Well, the next thing is to work out who does what, and once we've got the picture of how it all fits together, we'll go on and help you to construct an organisation chart, and then the final step from that is to drag the tasks from within the functions to the various places on your organisation chart. Any tasks left over, then you must find some way of getting them done if your living organism chart is properly correct. Any department or section in your organisation that doesn't have any tasks, they're not required, so we can employ them on more useful things. Any department or section doing work that is not covered by any of the tasks, they ought to stop that because it's not necessary, and therefore you can employ them in doing more useful things. Step is something that makes me very excited because it actually is real-time, usable and useful. It is simulation. What we do, we go back to the picture of how it all fits together, and we allow you to click on the various functions and see pictures showing the efficiencies, showing how much stock, for example, you're going to be holding, what the value of the stock you're holding is, showing how much debt you've got, showing speed of collection of money from invoices, size of storage required depending on your stock control parameters, discounts and information about suppliers, and we allow you to operate sliders to increase and decrease the stock holding levels and see the result of that. For example, you might find that if you increase your stock holding, then the customer service in the way of delivery times is dramatically improved and brings more business. You might want to look at the reduction of profit margins and see what that does to business. And this is the really exciting final step in the process that makes all of your efforts at building up a living organism worthwhile. Thank you for listening.